Hey guys, it's Anya, otherwise known as Pink Sweets here on YouTube, and today we're going to do another palette knockout, except today we're going to be working with the original palette as well as a dupe palette. So I'm going to show you the original palette, which I'm sure you guys have all seen, the James Charles Morphe palette. And this is what she looks like right here, too big for the frame almost. And I was on Amazon looking at palettes, makeup. I have gift cards to Amazon, so I was just looking at makeup and I came across a dupe for the James Charles palette, and I was like, whoa. And it didn't say anything about being a dupe for the James Charles palette. It just advertised itself, which is by Changeable is the company name, and the palette is called Fantasy. So I ordered it. And while I was waiting for it to come, I saw another channel that I watch, Make Me Up Missa. I will link her up here. I saw her do a look with this exact palette, and I was like, oh, I want to see that because I want to see, how it works. And when she held up the dupe palette, I almost fell out of my chair because I was laughing so hard. And then when I got the palette, again, I was laughing so hard. So let's see if I can do this right. So again, this is the original palette, right? So this is the palette they sent me. And I was like, same reaction she had. Did they send me the wrong palette? No, they didn't. But it's literally as though, let me just get rid of this little plastic. The James Charles palette had a baby. Because it's an exact dupe, but it is a teeny tiny version of it. Is that not the cutest thing you've ever seen? So we are going to do a look with each of these palettes and see how they compare to each other, because they are discontinuing the James Charles palette. So if this palette right here, and this is what the front of it looks like, it says Changeable and it says Fantasy. So if this palette performs in any way, shape, or form well, then yeah, well, I'm going to be pretty excited because, like I said, they are discontinuing the James Charles palette. So let me just see how I can set up these two together. And we'll prime my eyes and then we will get started. So I just think that is hilarious because, I mean, it literally is like, it looks like the same layout, same colors. There's a few colors that look a little bit different, like Escape Room in the James Charles palette, which is the dark purple, looks a lot darker than the one in this palette. But, and I will link, like I said, her video up there, or her channel, or both, so that you can see. She did it like a rainbow look. I'm not going to be doing that today, but if you want to see another look done with the same palettes, because then you can see how all the different colors perform. I feel like I have something in my throat today, so if I sound funny, that is why. Okay, so we are going to start. I think I'm going to start with, of course, I don't have the sheet from the James Charles palette, so I don't know what the shades are called. And it's easier for me to hold up this one, so I'm going to start with this one right here in each palette, which I believe is called Playground. And I think I'm going to do the James Charles palette on this side and the dupe palette on this side. So I'm dipping into the James Charles palette, and this is just a Juvia's Place brush. And I'm just going to run that through the crease. And a lot of his eyeshadows are pressed pigments, so they are applied better if you kind of tap it on versus, really going in and blending a lot. So what did you guys do this past weekend? Anything fun? Okay, now we're going into the other palette. I think I told you we went and celebrated my mom's birthday. She had like a luncheon at a restaurant with her girlfriends. But then in the evening, my hubby and I went out to dinner with her. And I have like a towel down here that I'm wiping off in between. So I do not see a difference in those two shades. I'm just going to go in with a little bit more from the James Charles one. But to me, those look pretty identical. Going a little bit more with the other one. This one is also a little bit more easy to blend out. Okay, now I'm gonna go into the deep blue with the James Charles palette, and I'm just gonna put that on the outer portion. I think it is the cutest thing that there is like a tiny little version of the James Charles palette. It's definitely more travel friendly, right? If anyone cares about that. Although the James Charles palette is very thin, so it would be pretty easy to take with you. Okay, going into the other palette. That is crazy. It is crazy to me that there's almost no difference in these colors, if any. Like I don't really see a difference at all. There's definitely more kick up in the smaller palette than there is in the James Charles palette. Wipe it off. But other than that, nope, not really a difference. All right, and I definitely noticed that, like I said, this side is definitely easier to blend, but that might be because this one might be a eyeshadow palette and the other one is a pressed pigment palette. So all right, so I'm going to go in with some concealer. Let's see, what brush do I want to use? I think I'll use this one. We're going to cut the crease, and then we'll go in with one of the lighter shades and see how that performs. I personally do not have an issue with dupe palettes, but I do have an issue with fake makeup. So like if this actually said James Charles palette on it, but it was like a fake, I would have an issue with that. And I've said before, the reason why I don't really have an issue with dupe palettes is because for the most part, if somebody is buying a dupe palette, you know, they're not going to buy the original palette anyway, because for whatever reason, whether they can't afford it or they don't want to support the brand or whatever. So, but if you have an issue with it, then I totally understand, because some people do not like dupe palettes at all. And now I'm looking for a little flat shader brush. Okay, so I'll take this BH Cosmetics one, and I'm going to go into this really light blue shimmery shade, this one right here. And I'm just going to put that wherever I put the concealer. this shade in the James Charles palette always takes a little bit of building up. I wish it was a little bit more metallic. Okay, wipe it off and then go into the other one, the Dupe. Okay, so this is the first shade where I see a little bit of difference. Oh, well, maybe not. I was gonna say the James Charles side looks a little bit more metallic, but once you've built up this shade, they pretty much look the same, so never mind. I take it back. Yep, they pretty much look identical. It's crazy. All right, going back into my blending brush, and I'm going to go back into that deep blue shade and put it on the outer V. And then, whoop, I almost did it on both sides. And then I'm going to go into the imitation palette, the Dupe palette. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely feel like this one, you get a softer blend with it. And this side is a little bit more harsh. And a little bit more difficult to blend it. All right, let me wipe off both sides. And now I'm gonna go back into that original like turquoise shade and just kind of bring that back in. I probably should have done a different shade of look, considering we're going to be doing a lot of blue coming up on my channel, but blue is one of the hardest shades to do for a company, blue and purple, so I just thought it would be a good comparison. All right, let me go ahead and remove this fallout, do my face, and then I'll be right back to finish things up with you guys. Okay, so I have my face done. One moment, I just dropped my entire makeup bag. Okay, let's try that again. So I have my face done, except for my highlighter, which I'm going to do now. I'm going to spray some of this MAC Fix Plus, the gold light one. I feel like my face looks really dry today. I don't know why. I don't know if that's because of the difference in the weather or what. I am using a new highlighter. This is Pixie by Petra, and this is Subtle Sunrise. I mainly saw Paulina Beauty using that. I would link her channel up here. And every time I saw her using it, I was like, oh my gosh, I need that, because it's just so stunning. So pretty. I owned already Delicate Dew, which is the other one. But this one, and this one was always sold out everywhere. And then it was finally in stock. And I was like, okay, I'm getting it because I need it, even though I didn't really need it, but I really wanted it. So here it is. Okay, so then we can grab a pencil brush and do that really quick. I like using my Juvia's Place pencil brush because it's like the thinnest little, tiny little pencil brush. And then I'm gonna go in with, this is Mainline from Urban Decay. It's just like a dark greenish black. I just dropped the lid. I got it. I caught it. I used the Smashbox Primerizer as my primer, And I don't know if that's also the difference, because I've gotten so used to using like a glowy primer lately with my glowy e.l.f. primer mixed with my Beauty Bakery, I almost said Beauty Bay. No, Beauty Bakery oil. But for some reason, the primerizer just isn't doing it for me. I don't know. It's my first time using it, so maybe I'll like it better if I try it again with another moisturizer underneath. But I thought the idea was that it was supposed to be a moisturizer and a primer. So maybe it's just not for somebody with, maybe you have to have like already, like maybe oily skin. Oh, I almost did that. All right. So I'm just taking the turquoise and I'm going under both eyes, which I almost put the James Charles under both eyes. Yeah, I really, so far, at least with the blues, do not notice a difference. If you want to see me do a look with some of the other shades as well, let me know down below. And I will be happy to do that. I'm just taking the metallic blue and putting it in the inner corner on both sides. And then cleaning off the brush in between, because I can definitely do that. But from these shades alone, I feel like the palette is pretty much an exact dupe. The only two shades that I see a difference, let me swatch them really quick, is this would be the shade that Escape Room is. And so Escape Room from the James Charles palette is this one. And then the dupe is this one. Those are the only two shades in the entire palette that I can really see a difference with. The rest of them look exactly the same to me. So again, I'll probably do more looks with it, but let me know down below if that's something you want to see. And like I said, I will be linking Make Me Up Missa, because she also got this palette, and like I said, she did kind of a rainbow look with it, so that's also a good way to see the different shades. And the dupe palette on Amazon was $16.99 with free shipping. And if I'm able to, I will link it below. And it came to me in like 2 days, I think. I just got mascara all over my hand. I tried to put the mascara back in the thing and it got all over my hand. All right, so this is the final look with the James Charles versus its dupe palette. So the James Charles palette is $39. I don't know if it's in stock right now, but it has 39 eyeshadows. It's $39. You can also use a 10% influencer code if you want. This was $16.99. I think they performed exactly the same. So, and this one is just so cute. I'm going to show it to you one more time. Isn't that adorable? Anyhow, I just thought this would be something fun to do. So let me know what you think down below. Let me know which side you think won, or if you think they're exactly the same. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.